Hi, this is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology only. So recently I have discussed with many of our Wing Chun friends on the subject of structure. Because many of our Wing Chun friends ask me on the Wing Chun 1850 structure and how spine alignment, those kind of stuff. Well, my answer for everybody is the 1850s Wing Chun do not have the structure concept. It has a different type of platform. So you want to think about the 1850s Wing Chun, the sticking body short strike, like a wrestling, okay? That's how you want to think about it. So wrestling, you don't have structure. You need to dynamically moving, using strength, and doing all whatever training so that one be able to handle the play. Now, that might be abstract for many of us who don't do wrestling and so forth. So I like to share with you this in today's language so that you know every layer of it or every step of the process of the 1850s Wing Chun development. Remember, this is a short strike, sticking body short strike, okay? So, sticking body short strike, the core and the leg is very critical, okay? Then the arm supporting that, okay? Now, so if you look at wrestling, like the Chinese wrestling, it is very close to those type of concepts because you get close in the body, your leg, your core, that is very critical. Okay? Now, for the 1850s Wing Chun, in today's words, the first thing is one needs to be able to play in the impulse momentum games. Okay? So one needs to play the impulse momentum games, and of course you need different type of techniques to play in the short strike, in the long fist, in the takedown, in the ground zones. Okay? Now, however, in order to play that, you need strength. Your body needs the strength to support that impulse momentum play. Like today's in wrestling, you need that body strength. Now, in 1850s Wing Chun, you need the stretching to play the strength, to support the strength, or to support the play of the strength, right? So you have impulse momentum handling, you have strength, which you need to support the impulse momentum handling, and you need to have the stretching of the entire body and the body alignment to support the strength. And then, for the stretching, you need what? You need breathing. You need breathing. And on the base, you need recovery. So you have impulse momentum handling. You need to have the strength to support the impulse momentum handling, the strength which you can be dynamic and play at high speed. And then, in order to have the strength which can play in the high speed in various degrees of angles and situations, you need the body, the entire body, be able to stretch and be aligned into one. And then you need the breathing to have a proper stretching, and proper stretching is going to support proper strength, and strength is going to support the impulse momentum handling. And then on the bottom of everything, you need know how to recover. So from the top, impulse momentum, strength, your stretching, your breathing, and your recovery. You have 5 levels there. And that's what is actually embedded in the Wing Chun 1850s training and in the shooting concepts. Okay? So, as I have already put it really clearly in Wing Chun matrix, from the breathing in 2C state, handling the 4 biomechanics handles to handle the impulse momentum. That is what it is there, from breathing to the stretching to the strength and to support the impulse momentum. And then in the Wing Chun inception, I clearly present the recovery and the deep breathing stuff. So that's how it is, okay? So, with this type of training, you'll be able to recover your body. You have the deep breathing, which is the Xing Qi to Dantian. And then the stretching is actually the synchronizations of your body and your breathing and all your 7 goals. That synchronizations with your force flow. And then on top of that is the strength. You need to have the strength. Okay, even if you want to take hit on your body, impact, you need that. That's at that level, the strength level, you need to train that. And then you go for the impulse momentum play. Okay, so that's how it is. That's why if you train this way and you know the different ways of handling impulse momentum, facing the opponent, sparring, that's not an issue. So that is not an issue of as usually we say, what can your thing works under pressure? That is not the issue. The issue is if one have that background training, one only have to watch out for the opponent, actually pre-play with the opponent. One already know that do one really have the techniques of the impulse momentum play on certain areas which cover what the opponent has. Okay? So there's no issue of can your whatever you train works under pressure. If you do this way, there's no issue on it. Okay? As what I already explained layer to layer. And of course you need to learn people doing different type of impulse momentum, but that is not that difficult because you have this very solid background already. And if we go even more technical on these 5 things, 5 layers, in the impulse momentum play, we can simplify it to 2 elements, which is the straight impulse momentum and the torque type. 2 types. Now, the straight type, common people have that. But the torque type, it requires different type of training. It needs the spine, the body, to be able to twist, to, shouldn't say twist, to torque Okay? Say, for example, in the second part of the Wing Chun, in the Shooting Tao 1850, this is actually for not on the elbow strike, but the training of this head and spine and the leg and the waist. Okay, and the third part of the 1850 shooting tao is going to use that spin, that torque. Okay, so in the second part, you have all those, and then 4 pi, those. It's all the body conditioning. The matter is that if people like to tell you what they are developing or not. Okay, so that is how the Wing Chun 1850s, the shooting tao set, developed that straight and the torque type of handling of impulse momentum, meaning that you have to have strength, meaning that your body has to be able to stretch, meaning that you have to be able to breathe, meaning that once you train that, you need to be able to put your state into the recovery. Okay? So recovery is what? It's your chi stuff, like in the Wing Chun Inception, I go through very detailed to explain that, right? And the stretching style is your your 7 bowls. Okay, your 7 bowls, like the Wing Chun, beginning Wing Chun, I have presented your 7 bowls, handling and so forth, stretching and so forth. Not just a linear stretching, but you have to be able to use the 7 bowls in the both linear and the angular momentum way. To support the linear angular momentum, your body has to stretch the way. And then the strength, like the Wing Chun matrix, I've talked about the 4 biomechanics of handling momentum. You need that so that you be able to handle, develop that strength, or even you take hit, impact, and then use that, you can play the impulse momentum play. That's how it is. Okay? Without going through this, it is disaster. And you talk about the chi, the meridian, like in the Wing Chun Inception, I show you how things synchronize even at the stretching level. So that because of the breathing is smooth, low abs breathing, the synchronization is smooth, you get into the strength, and then you go for the impulse momentum. That's the idea. And when people talk about Yuma, usually people talk about Yuma, the waist and the stance. Well, Yuma has 2 types. One is the Yuma for the linear, and the Yuma of the angle. One needs to develop that. Okay? So 1850s Wing Chun do not have those concepts of clamping knee, triangle shape, straighten the spine, lifting anus. No, it is a completely different stuff. And if you check into this 1960s concept of triangle shape structure, and those are something else in the evolution. Wing Chun don't do that. You probably come from Tai Chi, from other Chinese martial art, that is a possibility, but for the 1850, it has to develop for the close body fighting. Like if you face a wrestler, your body, your strength, at least has to be par with the wrestler, or grappler, or clinch. Otherwise, you cannot play. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you today. 1850, there is no structure. It is all this dynamic. And of course, the development of the strength, you actually have tools to develop that. The ancient Chinese do have tools to develop that. Like the other day, I showed you using the bullwalk for training the strength, or and then using the stretching, today's tools for stretching. You have all those things. And also today's, some might say, oh, Wing Chun train the power with the pole. Well, that is one of the ideas, but the reality of 1850s up to today is not made public. It is not, like the straight pole, just as you usually people see, those things. No, the body has to have all those linear and angular, so it has tools for it. Probably later, if I have time, I can share with you for that.